Hi guys, thank you for watching. My name is Angela Olmos, and if you're not familiar with me, I am a full-time real estate agent in the Northeast Florida area, and I help buyers and sellers get into the homes that they love with very little effort and just a real smooth process. And the topic that I want to cover in today's video has to deal with how to sell and buy a home at the same time while avoiding double payments. And this is basically a product of what I see a lot of my sellers just fight through. And that is that situation where they actually have a mortgage payment on the house that they're selling, and that home is no longer fitting their needs. So they're in the market of buying a new home, but they're also going to be taking on a mortgage on the new home. So how do you transition from this payment onto this payment without having to carry them both at the same time? So obviously you're only going to be living in one home. So why make double payments when you're only going to be living in one? But how do you transition through that is basically the topic of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me go ahead and share with you guys some of the slides that I prepared for you. I'll try to go through it fairly quickly, but I do want to cover all the major points. So let me just share this with you. So how to sell a home and buy a home at the same time without making double payments. All right. So here's the situation. You might have bought a home in your earlier years, maybe a condo, maybe your first home, and that's no longer fitting your needs. So you obviously have a mortgage payment on it. How do you transition? How do you sell that home and buy a new home and not have double payments? Now, considering you will also have a mortgage on the new one. So the way you transition through that, and I've seen people do this quite a bit, is, where they might perhaps have been living in a condo and they need to move into a single family home for the purpose of having more space or a yard, or their lifestyle may have changed. I personally moved from a townhome. That was our first home that me and my husband ever bought. For the two of us, was perfect. But as our family started to grow, we definitely needed more space. So how do we transition without having to make double payments? I'll share that with you guys here in just a second. And the same, if you're just, you bought your first home, perhaps it was you were a first-time home buyer, and now you are ready for something larger, perhaps more upgraded. How do you transition through that, knowing that you're going to be having a mortgage on the new home? So let me just share that with you guys. So basically, just like anything in life, you have to have a strategy, right? So when we develop a strategy, I would highly almost absolutely guarantee you're going to need to have this listed with a real estate agent for the purpose of getting that home sold. Okay, that's going to assist you in make sure that you are getting the most amount of interest in that home, that buyers are actually looking at that home, that you have great exposure. And at the same time, you want to go ahead and start searching for the home that better fits your needs. Now, the way we transition through that is basically through a contingency agreement. So that's the caveat right here. It's a contingency agreement. So you might be wondering, what is a contingency, right? And how does it work? Which homes would be better to put a contingency on than not? So basically, a contingency is simply just a condition of buying. So for example, we have contingencies on a lot of our purchase agreements in real estate where the contingency will be a finance contingency. You're basically saying, yes, I want to buy this home at this price. However, I have a financing contingency that says my loan must be approved in order for me to fulfill my offer to buy this home. So what I am suggesting here is creating a contingency, but it's considered a home to sell contingency. Okay, and this works really, really well when you're transitioning from a home that you're selling into buying a new one and avoiding those double payments. Some of the things that you're going to need to have is a copy of your listing agreement, which shows that you are seriously, actively marketing that home with a professional realtor. Also, you want to make sure that that price is reasonable for the market that you're in. And then it also, that contingency must have a date. So it would expire on a certain date. So there are certain homes that work really, really well for those contingencies. I'll share with you guys a couple of really great benefits. It allows you to secure the home that you want to buy Perhaps it might be a new home, one that you want to buy. You want to secure the pricing on that and the actual location of that home, and also sets the plan in motion with a clear goal, and it gives you a time frame to achieve that, which we all know when we have a plan and we have a dateline, you have a much greater chance at achieving your goals. So with that contingency, it would allow you to secure the pricing on that home the day that it's sold. But again, just making it very acknowledged by every party in the agreement that it is a condition. You have to sell your home first in order to buy the new home that you're purchasing. So that's basically how it works. Now, this works really, really well in certain homes. For example, one of the success stories that I have for you guys would have to deal with a situation where a buyer has to sell their home and they're really wanting to upgrade onto a better home, a larger home, more upgraded, newer. And this is a home to be built. So it works really well with new construction, guys. There are certain builders in the area, and I have a really good connection with a lot of the builders in Northeast Florida to know which of those builders would accept a home to sell contingency in those agreements. So again, the benefit would be just locking in those prices, because prices do go up in new construction. So you lock in the pricing by the time you get those contingency agreements executed. And then at the same time, you have that kind of like that blanket of protection. So you know that you have to sell your home first, and the seller agrees that, you want to buy this home, but you must sell your home first. So the success story that I've had, I recently, just last week, I sold, we had a closing with a client that was moving from a condo, and we needed to sell that condo for her to be able to buy the brand new construction. And this builder was fantastic at allowing us to put that contingency, put in that condition in the agreement. So we were able to lock in the pricing when we bought the new construction. We were able to select the finishes, just go through the whole building process. And now that that home is sold, then we can go ahead and move forward with the buying of the other one without incurring any payments. So I think that's a great way of doing that. If I could, what's the next step? How do we even start this process? Well, there's a lot of moving parts to all of this. And I will also disclose and say that not every home would be suitable for a home to sell contingency. I like the new construction just because, with the builders, they have some time that they need in order to build that home to be able to close on it. So it works really well in that arena. But if you're looking at a home that might be ready now and has multiple offers, that might not be the best fitting. So I think the best thing to do is just to really sit down with me for a free buyer's consultation or seller consultation. And we can do this very easily, guys. It could be just a quick 15-minute call, could get you that, to just basically have an opportunity to go ahead and share with me your situation, your goals, and I can strategize and help you develop a plan to help you get there. So with this tool, such as home to sell contingencies, I can help you guys transition from selling your home to buying a new home without having any double payments. And I have the level of expertise that you would need to be able to transition through that process very smoothly. I know which homes will qualify for a home to sell contingencies and which might not. And if we find one that does qualify, what are some things that you need to have in place? I've got all of that. I'm here to help you. If this is your situation right now that you're going through, give me a call. I'm going to go ahead and post the link above, so that way you can connect with me either by a quick 15-minute call, or if you'd like to come into my office and we'll discuss the plan, we can also do that. In the meantime, I thank you for your time, and I just simply ask that if you know of anyone who would be in this situation that I just described, who's selling a home and buying a new one and wants to avoid those double payments, that you please refer them my way. I'm here to help. And until next time, I definitely look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, so let's stay connected. Talk to you soon.